can you explain the title, Heaven and Nirvana?
Oh, yeah. Heaven, I like to make a general statement. In talking about religion and spirituality, we basically have to speak in metaphors because we're really dealing with a great mystery, which we're trying to understand with our cognitive minds. Heaven is a symbol of duality. For example, and Nirvana is a symbol of non-duality. And this is the subtitle of the book, Duality and Non-Duality in the World's Religions. So what do I mean by that? Let me just say that let's talk about the Abrahamic religion in Islam. What are the basic beliefs? There is one God who created the universe, that we have an immortal soul. There's a God, there's creation, and we have an immortal soul. We have one life, and when we die, we are judged. We either go to heaven or the other bad place. But when let's say we're good and we make it to heaven, there's an individual immortal soul still separate from the divine. Think about that. When you speak about an immortal soul, you're talking about multiplicity. You are not merged with God or the divine or whatever these words. Okay. Now, Nirvana, we can only say what is not when we talk about non-duality. The dualistic reality we call the relative reality. Now we're going to talk about the made-up word, absolute reality. I'm at a loss. I'm cheating already, but I have no choice. They have the absolute reality, and it's unknown. We only can say what it is not. The formal definition of non-duality is not two. It is Advaita Vedanta, for example, or the other traditions I'll mention later. It's not two. It's much more, but it's in order to communicate easily with the world. I can say it's oneness or unity, but I know I'm cheating because oneness implies there's a two-ness. But let me cheat a little bit so I can communicate. And the most important postulate, again, saying what it is not changing. And let me cheat a little more. We can say it's immutable, permanent. So maybe a definition of God is that which does not change. They really meditate on that. The definition of the great mystery is that which does not change, or that which we do not know. This also raises the whole issue of territory. What do I mean by that? Science has its territory. Philosophy has its territory. Religion has its territory. And they're all very appropriate and needed. And science does a wonderful job, and I'm so glad it does. I'm so glad I can get good medical and dental treatment and try to understand all the comforts that they help us with. But science, even if we accept the Big Bang theory, the singularity as the cause of the universe, we still don't have a final answer because the scientists say we don't know where these things came from that came together that formed the singularity. Who lit the match? I'm not criticizing them. They're struggling very hard to understand. But there's no ultimate answer in science with these questions, the basic questions of, now I jump to philosophy. Where do we come from? Why are we here? And where are we going? And so the mind tries, and of course they disagree. And by the way, at this point, my book got so long. If there's ever a second edition, I would add another chapter about Western philosophy's non-dualists. There's a rich treasure there. And then, of course, religion takes on, through belief, primarily, answers to these questions. And I think we all have to make the choice. What is the purpose of our life? Well, of course, we have to survive and make sure we have a place to sleep and clothes to wear. But to understand that perhaps we also will find a more fulfilling life in service to others, and to try to experience and develop a higher consciousness and approach this great mystery. I think it's a wonderful journey. And even if we don't make it, it's such a rewarding place to be. I think it makes us all better human beings.
Yeah, certainly, I think so. Metaphorically, for me to share my understanding of your title, Heaven and Nirvana. So the heaven is like the drop of a water, and the ocean are still separate. But they are not merged together. When it comes to the Nirvana part, the drop is part of the ocean now. I think it's one of the Rumi's sentence.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you. For giving a picture and meaning of this title, because when people read the book, if they understand the meaning, I think it's very, very helpful. Thank you, Alex, for that.
The original title of this book was going to be The Mountain and the Lake, and I have a picture of that. And there's a very short statement here I like to read. The mountain is the mystery. That's okay.
Okay.
The lake is the mind.
Okay.
The wind is our thoughts.
Wow.
The gentler the wind, the better reflection of who we really are.
It answers, yeah.
And then I have a whole paragraph explaining that, but you got it.
Thank you. Thank you. It also leads for the audience to reach out.
That's why I have a picture of the mountain and the lake on the cover of the book.
Thanks for sharing the significance of this mountain and lake. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.